Accuplacer Next Generation Math Practice Test. Question 1. In an Accuplacer review focused on next generation math practice test at a campus bookstore, a learner completes a method minus selection task. Evaluate 4x minus 4 when x equals minus 6. Option A 20, option B minus 28, option C 28, option D 101. The correct answer is option C, 28. Substitute the variable value and simplify inside the absolute minus value bars. Take the non-negative magnitude only after the interior calculation is complete. Applying absolute value to individual terms can change their difference. Question 2. In an Accuplacer review focused on next generation math practice test at a small bakery, a learner completes an error minus analysis task. Expand minus 8, 10x plus 11. Option A, minus 80x plus 11. Option B, 80x plus 88. Option C, 2x plus 3. Option D, minus 80x plus minus 88. The correct answer is option D, minus 80x plus minus 88. A negative outside factor changes the sign of each product. Multiply it by every term while applying signed minus number multiplication rules. Changing only one sign produces an expression that is not equivalent. Question 3. In an Accuplacer review focused on next generation math practice test at a tutoring center, a learner completes a concept minus comparison task. Which value satisfies 9x plus 13 equals 148? Option A 15, option B 16, option C 14, option D minus 15. The correct answer is option A, 15. Apply inverse operations in reverse order or substitute the choices. Removing the constant and then dividing by the coefficient isolates the variable. A nearby value changes the left side by the coefficient and cannot preserve equality.
Stressed about your property and casualty? We can take property and casualty for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done.
Question 4. In an Accuplacer review focused on next generation math practice test at a community garden, a learner completes a calculation check. Does x equals minus 1 satisfy x less than 3? Option A, yes. Option B, no. Option C, only when x is positive. Option D, cannot be determined. The correct answer is option A, yes. Substitute the proposed value into the inequality. Compare the two numbers using their number minus line order. The sign of the boundary alone does not determine whether the statement is true. Question 5. In an Accuplacer review focused on next generation math practice test at a construction crew, a learner completes a reasoning check. What is the slope of the horizontal line y equals 5? Option A 0, option B undefined, option C 5, option D 1. The correct answer is option A, 0. A horizontal line has no vertical change between any 2 points. Rise divided by a non-zero run is therefore 0. Undefined slope occurs for a vertical line with 0 run. Question 6. In an Accuplacer review focused on next generation math practice test at a medical clinic, a learner completes a definition minus in minus context task. Table x equals 0, 1, 2, 3, y equals 1, 4, 7, 10. What is the rate of change? Option A 1, option B minus 3, option C 9, option D 3. The correct answer is option D, 3. Rate of change is the change in y divided by the change in x. Because x increases by 1 each row, the first difference in y equals the rate. The total change across several rows must be divided by the total x minus change. Question 7. In an Accuplacer review focused on next generation math practice test at a delivery company, a learner completes an application task. How many solutions does y equals 4x plus 3 and 2y equals 8x plus 6 have? Option A, no solution. Option B, 1 solution. Option C, infinitely many solutions. Option D, 2 solutions. The correct answer is option C, infinitely many solutions. The second equation is a multiple of the first. Both equations describe the same line, so every point on that line satisfies the system. Different intercepts with equal slopes would produce no solution. Question 8. In an Accuplacer review focused on next generation math practice test at an online retailer, a learner completes a strategy minus selection task. What does f(3) mean? Option A, 3 times the function. Option B, the output when the input is 3. Option C, the input when the output is 3. Option D, the slope of the function. The correct answer is option B, the output when the input is 3. The number inside the parentheses specifies the input. Evaluating the function at that input gives the associated output. Function notation is not ordinary multiplication notation.
Are you looking for property and casualty actual questions? Visit our website pokerexams.com to access property and casualty study guide with actual questions and answers. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to get property and casualty answer key today.
Question 9. In an Accuplacer review focused on next-generation math practice test at a phone service plan, a learner completes a representation check. What is the probability of an impossible event in a sample space of 23 outcomes? Option A 1, Option B 1/23, Option C is 0, Option D 23. The correct answer is Option C, 0. An impossible event has no favorable outcomes. 0 favorable outcomes divided by any positive total gives 0. A probability of 1 represents a certain event. Question 10. In an Accuplacer review focused on next-generation math practice test at a science laboratory, a learner completes a final minus verification task. Independent events A and B have probabilities 4/5 and 1/5. What is P, A or B, including the possibility of both? Option A 21/25, Option B 4/25, Option C 1, Option D 101. The correct answer is Option A, 21/25. Add the two event probabilities and subtract the probability that both occur. The subtraction corrects for counting the overlap twice. Multiplying alone gives only the intersection. Question 11. In an Accuplacer review focused on next-generation math practice test at a public library, a learner completes a reverse minus reasoning task. How many modes does the dataset 4, 7, 7, 9, 12, 12, 15 have? Option A, no mode. Option B, 2 modes. Option C, 1 mode. Option D, every value is a mode. The correct answer is Option B, 2 modes. Count the frequencies of all observations. 2 different values share the greatest frequency, so the distribution is bimodal. Values appearing less often are not modes. Question 12. In an Accuplacer review focused on next-generation math practice test at a museum exhibit, a learner completes a modeling task. Using a line of best fit to predict within the observed x- range is called what? Option A, extrapolation. Option B, interpolation. Option C, randomization. Option D, stratification. The correct answer is Option B, interpolation. Interpolation estimates values between observed data points or within the measured range. It is generally safer than predicting far beyond the available data. Extrapolation refers to predictions outside the observed range. Question 13. In an Accuplacer review focused on next-generation math practice test at a school fundraiser, a learner completes a unit minus analysis task. What is the area of a parallelogram with base 7 units and perpendicular height 10 units? Option A, 35, Option B, 70, Option C, 34, Option D, 17. The correct answer is Option B, 70. Parallelogram area is base times perpendicular height. The slanted side is not substituted for height unless it is perpendicular to the base. Dividing by 2 would give the area of a related triangle. Question 14. In an Accuplacer review focused on next-generation math practice test at a recycling program, a learner completes a boundary minus case check. A right triangle has hypotenuse 13 and one leg 5. What is the other leg? Option A, 8. Option B, 18. Option C, 13.93. Option D, 12. The correct answer is Option D, 12. Start with A superscript 2 plus B superscript 2 equals C superscript 2 and isolate the unknown leg square. Subtract the known leg square from the hypotenuse square, then take the positive square root. Adding the squares would find a longer value than the hypotenuse relationship allows. Question 15. In an Accuplacer review focused on next-generation math practice test at a sports league, a learner completes a pattern minus recognition task. Find the product of 3/8 and 3/4. Option A, 9/32. Option B, 9/8. Option C, 1/2. Option D, 101. The correct answer is Option A, 9/32. Multiply the numerators together and multiply the denominators together. Reduce the resulting fraction by dividing the numerator and denominator by any common factor. Cross multiplication is used for proportions, not for finding the product of two fractions. Question 16. In an Accuplacer review focused on next-generation math practice test at a fitness center, a learner completes a data minus interpretation task, which value equals 19.96 times 0.1. Option A, 20.06. Option B, 199.6. Option C, 2. Option D, 19.96. The correct answer is Option C, 2. Multiply the digits as whole numbers first and then account for all decimal places in the factors. The product must have the combined number of decimal places shown in the factors. Adding the factors or moving the decimal an extra place changes the magnitude. Question 17. In an Accuplacer review focused on next-generation math practice test at a hiking club, a learner completes a misconception check, which quotient is equal to 80 divided by 10. Option A, -8, option B, 70, option C, 8, option D, 101. The correct answer is option C, 8. Divide the absolute values and use the sign rule for division. Like signs produce a positive quotient, while unlike signs produce a negative quotient. Subtracting the divisor from the dividend does not represent division. Question 18. In an Accuplacer review focused on next-generation math practice test at a coffee shop, a learner completes a multi-step setup task. Evaluate 3 minus 7 times 7. Option A, -28, option B, 28, option C, 46, option D, 52. The correct answer is option B, 28. Compute the difference inside the absolute minus value bars first. Absolute value converts that difference to its non-negative magnitude before multiplication. Keeping a negative difference ignores the meaning of absolute value. Stressed about your Accuplacer? We can take Accuplacer for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 19. In an Accuplacer review focused on next-generation math practice test at a city bus route, a learner completes a result minus estimation task. Express the ratio 2 to 7 as a decimal rounded to the nearest hundredth. Option A, 3.50, option B, 0.29, option C, 1.29, option D, 14.00. The correct answer is option B, 0.29. A ratio written A to B can be interpreted as the quotient A divided by B. Carry the division through the thousandths place to decide the hundredths minus place rounding. Reversing the order produces the reciprocal. Question 20. In an Accuplacer review focused on next-generation math practice test at a theater group, a learner completes a symbolic minus reasoning task. Plan A provides 840 minutes for $60, while Plan B provides 500 minutes for $30. Which plan provides more minutes per dollar? Option A. Both plans are equal. Option B. Neither rate can be found. Option C. The plan with the higher total price. Option D. Plan B. The correct answer is option D. Plan B. Compute minutes per dollar for each plan using the same unit order. Comparing like unit rates reveals which plan provides more service for each dollar. Comparing only total minutes or total price ignores the different package sizes. Question 21. In an Accuplacer review focused on next-generation math practice test at a campus bookstore, a learner completes a real minus world transfer task. Solve the proportion 4/7 equals 4/x. Option A, 16/7. Option B, 7/16. Option C, 7. Option D, 101. The correct answer is option C, 7. Set the cross products equal because equal ratios have equal cross products. Multiply the known diagonal entries and divide by the remaining coefficient to isolate the variable. Multiplying terms in the same numerator does not use the proportional relationship. Question 22. In an Accuplacer review focused on next-generation math practice test at a small bakery, a learner completes a solution minus validation task. Decrease 132 by 5%. Option A, 127. Option B, 6.6. Option C, 125.4. Option D, 138.6. The correct answer is option C, 125.4. Find the percentage of the original amount using the decimal rate. Subtract that reduction from the original, or multiply by 1 minus the rate. Using 1 plus the rate models an increase instead. Question 23. In an Accuplacer review focused on next-generation math practice test at a tutoring center, a learner completes a comparison minus of minus methods task. What principal earns $20 at 2% simple interest in 2 years? Option A, $500. Option B, 80 cents. Option C, $9.90. Option D, $520. The correct answer is option A, $500. Solve I equals PRT for principal by dividing interest by rate times time. The rate must be written as a decimal before division. Using the final balance or multiplying by the rate does not isolate the starting amount. Question 24. In an Accuplacer review focused on next-generation math practice test at a community garden, a learner completes a quantitative minus claim check. Convert 8 pounds to ounces. Option A, 0.50 ounces. Option B, 24 ounces. Option C, 96 ounces. Option D, 128 ounces. The correct answer is option D, 128 ounces. Each pound contains 16 ounces. Multiply by 16 because the conversion moves from a larger unit to a smaller unit. Dividing would be appropriate for converting ounces to pounds. Question 25. In an Accuplacer review focused on next-generation math practice test at a construction crew, a learner completes a test-day decision task, evaluate 3 squared, option A 6, option B 5, option C 101, option D 9. The correct answer is option D, 9. An exponent indicates repeated multiplication of the base. Multiply the base by itself the stated number of times. Multiplying the base by the exponent treats the notation as a coefficient instead of a power.